guys, today I have a haul. Lots of you have been asking me to review more Essence makeup, which is, I think it's only available from Wilco's in England. I don't know about other places, I know other places in Europe. It's a little bit more readily available, but now I can actually get it in my town in a store and go and kind of look at everything and pick things up. I decided that I would go and get some stuff to review. So I've already photographed everything, which means I can swatch things. That's why I don't normally swatch things. I know it's annoying to some of you because you want to see kind of how stuff looks and things. So I can swatch as we go along if I have arm space available. So, you know, let's just prepare ourselves. I got a lot of stuff from Essence, and then I got a couple of other bits and pieces, and I have a little giveaway at the end of this video as well. And I'm going to put some information about who won the last secret giveaway, which some of you may know about because a few of you did enter that through the link that I put in the info bar. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you really should watch to the end of my videos more often. But at the end of this video, we'll have another giveaway for those of you that missed out on that one, and that's some other bits and pieces. But first, with the Essence. So I'm gonna kick off with nail polish because I've tried to film this video a couple of times before, failing for various reasons. One reason being I was very ill over the bank holiday, completely for non-hangover reasons, which was super annoying. And yeah, I had to leave the video in the middle of the video to go and lie on the bathroom floor. That wasn't awesome. This is the second time I'm properly sitting down to film, but I discovered that I'd actually forgotten completely to talk about the nail polishes. So let's start with those. The one I'm wearing right now actually is this one. The name is Lady Mermaid, and it's a foil. It's called Effect Nail Polish Liquid Foil, and it's so cool. It's very, it's kind of chipped now, but it's kind of foily, but it's also slightly holographic. It's more glitter than foil, I would say, but it has that kind of iridescence to it, and it looks slightly different in different lights. So that was pretty cool. Then I got a gel nail polish in Serendipity. Love these kind of colours year round, but especially these kind of pastel-y, grey, what's the word? Grey pastels, I don't know, muted I suppose it would be, but it's kind of a muted lavender colour for spring. I got the gel nail polish top coat, which I actually really like. I wear Seche Vite all the time, which is relatively expensive. I buy it from Amazon. It's around £5 or £6 a bottle, and it does last me ages, but then it dries up quite quickly as well. It lasts me a long time when you talk about how many manicures I can get with it, but it does dry up because it's quite thick and gloopy. It doesn't give you that real high shine, that real thick high shine. Someone's pulling up outside my house. I might have to pause this video. This video is just going to be like 50th attempt, finally made it. Yeah, this is really nice. Compared to the Seche Vite, I really like this, but it isn't thick. So if you like that thick, high shine finish, it's not quite the same, but it does give you a glossy look, and it's pretty good when it comes to keeping your nail polish kind of lasting a long time. So I really like that one. I haven't used this one yet. And this one I was really excited about. I think I'm going to use this with kind of a darker shade, a darker opaque cream shade, but it's a pastel ombre top coat. So in theory, this is, you know, when people do kind of shades of the same colour, so they'll start with like a vibrant pink and it'll get less and less till it's a pastel, almost white pink. Well, the idea of this is that you can do kind of one nail at a time and keep layering it so it gets paler and paler. But what I really want to do with this, because it looks like it's like a sheer white really, is I want to try and do kind of ombre nails within one nail. So we shall see how that works. But given that it's a really affordable nail polish or like makeup brand, I'm really excited to see these kind of weird stuff. They had loads and loads of nail polish effect kind of things that you could buy, like stamping stuff and loads and other stuff. So if you're into kind of nail polish and nail art and stuff, I think you'd really like Essence if you have a counter near you. Next, something that just jumped out at me as soon as I saw the stand were these two lipsticks, and they are from the, I think it's called I Heart Nude range. I'm pretty sure it is, but I can't see it anywhere on the thing. Anyway, some of you will look at these and think, you definitely didn't need these two shades. I can see how you might think they're the same, but I can assure you that they're not. They are different. One of them is more kind of a taupe, Come Naturally, which is this one, is more of a taupey kind of greyish nude. This reminds me so much of that Primark one that I bought ages ago, that if you remember I again raved about because it's from a quite low cost brand, and I was just so impressed that they were doing this funky, unusual nude. Normally from kind of something that is going to be £1 or £2 to buy, you're going to look at like a real basic, brown, creamy, too warm nude, in my experience. But it was a really, really nice taupe nude and I've worn that a lot. And this is really, really similar, but the texture is much nicer. And this is what Come Naturally looks like. It's a bit sheerer, but you can build it up. And then the other one, which is what I'm wearing right now, is called Cool Nude, which surprisingly is actually, I think, warmer than Come Naturally, but whatever. And that's this one. It's warmer, right? But this is more kind of a mauvey nude, and this is probably is a cool nude compared to a regular nude shade. But either way, both of them I think look really nice on kind of a paler complexion, which obviously is what I have. And the texture is very nice. It's not a super opaque, it's definitely a little bit of a sheerer, creamier formula, but it looks nice over a lip pencil, which I have underneath. The one I have is Wish Me a Rose. I would have bought more of these, but this was the only one that wasn't kind of clear or bright red. And that's what this one looks like. This actually looks really nice by itself as well. You know I love my mid-tone pinks. In fact, I've nearly kind of got there with my hair now. But I really, really like this one, and I would purchase more colours from the range if they were available. I'm considering putting in an online order because they seem to have more stuff online, but I've also seen things on Instagram and stuff that I couldn't find in store, so I'm thinking I might go back in a month or two and hope they've updated their stock, because they've got some beautiful new blushes and stuff, and I just was really disappointed that they weren't there. So that's what I got in the lips. I got a lot of base kind of stuff. Well, not a lot, I suppose. I got a lot of eye things. I got this Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder, which looks like this. It's just a white, kind of like a blotting powder. I would compare this to something I wear all the time, which is the Urban Decay D-Slick. The D-Slick has got a slight violet tone to it. I don't know why. I remember when once upon a time, many moons ago, when I worked for Urban Decay, there was a reason. It was like a flattering thing. I don't know, but I can't remember why, but it has got a slight, you can see, this is not entirely white. It's got a slight kind of blue-violet tone to it, but they're basically the same thing. This is much more finely milled, so you're not going to get quite the same chalky effect, but once you've started to produce oil on your face, then any of it's going to kind of disappear anyway. Either of these, when I first apply them on my face, do look a little bit powdery, but if I'm going to be particularly oily, which is generally when I'm going to use them, so as we get to kind of the summer months and it gets warmer, or if I know I'm going to be out all day, or out at night time, then maybe an hour into the evening or into the day, I'm going to get a little bit oily, and then the oil absorbs the powder and it doesn't look cakey anymore. So either of these is good, just the Urban Decay looks slightly nicer when you first apply it. But, you know, the difference in price is insane. I know this doesn't have a mirror, and the compact isn't as nice, but I probably wouldn't take this with me for on-the-go touch-ups. It's not super nice for on-the-go kind of application. So I only really apply it in the morning anyway, so why not just have some flimsy packaging that costs you considerably less. I got this Sun Club bronzing powder, or it's a 2-in-1 bronzing powder. Who remembers the Miners bronzer blusher blend that I used to rave about? I still have that somewhere. I don't wear it all the time anymore, but this kind of really, really reminds me of it. It's just, I have used it, so it's kind of like a bit messed up now. But it's kind of a, I want to say it looks kind of like a map to me. I'm sure that's not what it's supposed to look like. I'm sure it's just supposed to be kind of like mixed up, but to me that kind of looks like a map. Anyway, it's a highlighter and a bronzer in one, and it's all shimmery, and let me see if I can get, can you see that? It's very, very sheer, kind of sheeny. You're not going to get a tremendous amount of colour from it, but it reminds me so much of the Miners one, and I just wear it as a kind of bit of a highlighter, giving me a little bit of colour. If you are pale, the colour I have is 10, but I have found with Essence that 10 means 1. So if you find like I don't know, a concealer, like I have a concealer here, and what is the colour? 10. Natural beige, but I don't think that there was a paler one than that, so I think that this probably is really suitable for the palest of you. If you're looking for something that's a little bit sheeny, if you don't want a super, super matte bronzer, and in fairness this is not dark enough for it to need to be a matte bronzer, then I would wear this kind of high on the cheekbones, higher than contour, and just kind of do it all in one, and it'll just give you a little bit of a glow, a little bit of colour, a little bit of sheen, nothing too much of either, and definitely not too glittery or anything. I really like products like this when you're super pale like I am. The concealer that I did get is this Match 2 Cover Cream Concealer. To be honest, it's two concealers, so they're going with the kind of Bobbi Brown creamy concealer thing that everyone's done at some point. And it's quite nice, it is quite creamy. I wouldn't necessarily wear this under my eyes because I do have those fine lines now and things do tend to settle into those creases, so I avoid stuff like this under my eyes. But for other areas, it might be okay. The thing that kind of baffles me a little bit is the colours aren't all that different. For them to be two colours, I would have wanted a slight variation in tone or colour here. One is slightly darker than the other. They're nearly the same. Let me see if I can... They're almost identical. One is just ever so slightly paler than the other. I don't know if that's just me. I don't wear a lot of products like this, so maybe they're all like that. I just think, what's the point in having two almost identical colours next to each other? I don't know. But I will use those and tell you what I think of them. I will be doing full reviews of each of these things on my blog, since I have actually photographed them and they're all ready to go. I am a little bit prepped this time. Next, I have some eye stuff. Quite a lot of eye stuff, actually. I got a little eye palette called All About Nude. This is the least impressive of them all. And it's just this kind of six shade palette, if we're going to call it that. They're just really not that great. All these colours here, all these pale colours, just kind of come off as slightly pearly, but you can barely even see them there. Very little payoff. The two darker colours are better. That's these two. So as I was saying, yeah, the darker shades have a lot nicer payoff, but there's not a lot here, to be quite honest. Wait a minute. One of the eyeshadows actually fell out of this. I thought I was missing something. That's not so great. Okay, so anyway, not massively impressed, plus shoddily made. Yeah, it wasn't too expensive, but I wouldn't recommend you pick one of those up if they have particularly pale shadows in them. I know that they did different ones, and if they've got some darker ones, if they've got more darker, so more of a dark selection than a pale selection, then pick it up, maybe it's going to be okay, but yeah, not so much. I picked up 3 singles. 2 of them were from again, the I Heart Nude collection, and I picked them up as a potential kind of everyday combination. One of them is Vanilla Sugar, that's this one, and the other is my favourite Topping. Toping? How do you pronounce taupe? I would say taupe. Is it taupe? I think it depends on where you live. I'm going to say taupe. So my favourite Toping is what I'm going to say. This is number 1 and this is number 5. Swatch these, much nicer, and they're matte. So I think, given that they're matte, I'm running out of arm space. They are quite pale, but given that they're matte, I don't think that's too bad at all. And I've worn them on my eyes and they are really nice. If you're just looking for kind of a wash of colour on the lid and a little subtle something in your crease, these are very nice. Much nicer still is the 3D eyeshadow, and this is all going to depend on what kind of finish you like, which is why I tried to pick up a few different ones. But this is going to be super frosty, as you can see. It's kind of one of those baked. It's beautiful the way that it's in the pan. Again, for a low-cost brand, I love stuff like this. I love that they're drawing on things that have been done by higher end. I mean, MAC has done this so many times, but this is like something you expect for a little bit more money, and it's not super cheap Essence. You're still talking kind of £2–3 plus. It's not like the absolute lowest cost, but it's still very affordable, and I just think these little details are very nice. And this is very frosty, but you're going to get tons of payoff, tons and tons of colour, and they're there. They are very nice, and I wouldn't even say frosty so much as just metallic. If you wear them over a nice primer, they are very metallic, not kind of that kind of powdery frosty. I hate that, where it's just a kind of wash of colour with just an almost glitter topping. I hate that. But these are just really nice, and I will go and pick up some more of those because I really like them. The last things that I got in the eye category, one of them was because you guys have recommended it to me, and it's the Liquid Ink Matte Eyeliner. They do it in matte and a not matte, so shiny, glossy, I don't know, matte and gloss. But I prefer matte, so that's what I bought. And I've worn this a few times. I'm wearing it today. Really impressed with it. I really like it. what does this say? A high precision brush, what? Liquid eyeliner with a matte effect, high precision brush applicator, waterproof. I'm not sure if it would be waterproof, but it is a very, very fine brush, and it is kind of a brush. It's not a nib, it's not a felt tip or anything. It is definitely a brush. So if you don't like that, you won't like this, but I enjoy that. And the other thing I got was the Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. Again, something I'm really liking from the packaging aspect. It's got a cute kind of curved tube, and then the top has like a rubbery, all this down here is just plastic with print on it, but this is like rubberized. I really like it. It's just these little details that are really sweet and make you kind of go, oh, I really like that. And it's just, you know, consumers like that kind of thing, and I like it from a lower cost brand. Not super in love with this. It's okay, but the brush is not my kind of thing. I kind of bought it for the packaging, I really did. There were other ones that definitely would have suited me more. I have about 5 other Essence mascaras that I really need to kind of bust out and start using and reviewing. So before you recommend me tons of others, I was kind of limited to what I could buy on this haul because I'd already bought quite a few of them. On your recommendations, some of them are very, very nice. I think there's one called Lash Mania, which is unusual, but I quite like it. But this is nice. It does give quite a volumized effect, but if you build it up too much, it's very clumpy and you need to brush out your lashes. So if you've got very long lashes anyway, probably a coat of this and you'll be good. But if you're like me and you really like to work your mascara in, that's going to be too clumpy for you. So is that everything I got from Essence? I think it is. I also popped, oh no wait, not from Essence, but from Wilco's. I bought a brush. After my brush video, so many people said you need to try the Wilco's brushes. Now, if I'm being totally honest, I wasn't going to go and buy a ton of brushes that I didn't think I was going to use. And looking at the range, I felt like they were very standard. There weren't very many eye brushes. Eye brushes are the things that most excite me, unless there's a really unusual kind of contour or blush brush. They're the things that I'm like, ooh, that's an unusual shape and I'll buy it. And there wasn't really anything that I felt I would use. And so the only thing that really stood out to me was this. I think it was £4 and it's the powder brush. And it's very, very soft, but it's slightly dense. It's not just kind of like one of those, what's the point brushes, because a lot of the cheaper brushes there's just not enough bristles in them. And so you're not gonna ever get anywhere. It's just kind of totally flat almost when you push it down. But this is soft, but it's very dense. And I really like the weight and how it feels. It's just, I could do this all day. I've got soft brushes, but this is like a teddy bear. So, on to the last few things and the giveaway. Beauty Crowd, who lots of you recommended when I talked about my USA swap with Marnie, you said that you can get a lot of the Milani stuff that I was saying that I loved on Beauty Crowd, which I'd never even heard of. Lo and behold, a couple of days later, Beauty Crowd contacted me, asked me if I'd like to choose some things from the site, and also if I'd like to give those exact same things away to one of you. So I chose 4 things. Shockingly, all from Milani. 2 things were just like entirely because of packaging and how they looked. I'm wearing them today. Am I wearing them today? Yes, I am. I have these. I'll just like let you stare at these for a little while because they're just so beautiful. One of them, this one, is the Illuminating Face Powder in Amber Nectar. They come in different colours, but this is the one that I have to give away for you as well. And Powder Blush in Tea Rose. And they have kind of roses all over them. Can you see that? That's just so beautiful. It's gorgeous. So that is those. Those are those. I love them. And then 2 eye products. I had to get this because, again, this is something that's been recommended to me. However, this is the Milani Infinite Liquid Eyeliner. It looks a lot like the Essence one, just a little, what's name. And I opened it up. I haven't used this one yet. But the brush doesn't look very nice. It looks like it's kind of a strange cut. Like it's cut at an angle, but in a jagged angle. It's really strange, and I'm probably never going to be able to capture this on film or a photograph, but it's not a smooth brush. Like the tip of it isn't perfectly tapered and smooth. It's kind of like just got random hairs coming out of it, like it's going to not give me a very smooth line. So we shall see. I will try it out and I might eat my words. But yeah, I'm kind of not as excited about that now. And the Grandissimo, which I haven't tried. Oh no, I have. I tried this yesterday. The Grandissimo's got a massive, massive brush. Reminds me a lot of Bad Gal from Benefit. And I wasn't sure whether I was going to like it, but I'm trying new things and I'm wanting to try different kinds of, rather than just think, oh, I only like that, because there's so many products and so many kind of colours, etc., that I go, oh, I only wear this, or I only like that, and I have it in my mind that they're the only things that I will like, and I don't try new things. So I wanted to try this because it's so out of my comfort zone. It doesn't give me a lot of, it gives me volume, but it doesn't give me the kind of lashes that I usually like, because I like length more than I like volume. This is kind of more of an everyday, softer looking mascara for me. The brush is a little bit difficult to use because it's quite cumbersome, it's large, difficult not to get it all over your eyelid, but I'm sure if you like this kind of brush you would like this, and it is just a practice situation, and we all like different things when it comes to mascara. So I do have, if I reach over, I do have in here all of the products new and sealed to send out to one of you. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and leave me a comment below telling me what you would most like to purchase from Beauty Crowd. Make sure that you are old enough / have permission to give me your address and details to win the giveaway. I usually do a raffle copter giveaway. I'm just going to try this out for this kind of small giveaway to see how well it works. The reason I don't usually like doing YouTube comment giveaways is comments sometimes just disappear on me, and I know I've seen a comment from, I don't know, a week ago, and I'll go and I'll just not scroll down any further, and so I'm sometimes a little bit, I don't know, I want to make sure everyone's vote is counted, but then at the same time I know that not everybody wants to follow a link and etc, go through all these hurdles. So on this occasion we will do a little test and see how well this works. The giveaway will run for a week. Those of you wondering who won the previous secret giveaway, that information will be linked below as well. And there are still a few days, I think there might be a week, if not a few days left on my Michael Kors giveaway, so don't forget to go and enter that if you haven't already. That is over on my other channel, Diary of a Spendaholic. But I will see you guys in my next video, wherever it might be.